If you are in DC or have plans to travel to DC between tonight and tomorrow, please be careful.
In August 2025, President Donald Trump sent the National Guard into Washington, D.C. And the reason why he did that was because he needed to clean up the city. Now, to be fair, Washington, D.C. is still dangerous. It's just not as dangerous as before. To be fair, many parts of, the Democratic left cities, D.C., Baltimore, Chicago, have seen a drop in crime in the last 3 years. This is including Philadelphia. But nevertheless, he still dispersed them onto the nation's capital. And not everybody was happy about it.
So DC residents are like, the federal police, National Guard, and Donald Trump for trying to take over our city. We don't want you here. Get your asses up out of here, okay?
Now, this is important because people were upset, protesting because the National Guard had impeded on the city. People felt that their rights were being ignored. But it's normal for people to protest either way. On one hand, people were saying that, hey, it's more safer now. It feels good. And on the other hand, people felt differently. But then today we got this news.
2 National Guardsmen have been shot. This happened moments ago. Today is the day before Thanksgiving that I'm recording this. It is 3:27 p.m. 2 National Guardsmen were shot in Washington, D.C. on Wednesday, according to Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. The shooting occurred in downtown D.C. on Wednesday, according to a source familiar with early reports.
So the news was there was a unfortunate murder of 2 National Guard members who were actually from West Virginia. They only had 2 more weeks to serve out this time. They were going to be going back home in December 11th, but now what we're finding out is they're no longer going to be here. Unfortunately, they have passed away. In this particular suspect, who right now we do not know their identity at the time that I am making this video, I do not know if the person is black or white or what the race is. I just know that this person specifically targeted these members of the National Guard. So this was intentional. Here is one of the reasons why there could have been some animosity.
So with martial law, all local law enforcement are now replaced with the military, and we are now on military law. So civil liberties pretty much cease to exist. So this means freedom of speech, freedom of movement. These things will be controlled and watched. There's not going to be protection from unlawful searches and seizures. They're just going to be able to come into your homes and do what they want because they are, quote unquote, protecting the community, reestablishing order. That's what that is. They're trying to reestablish some kind of order in a time of chaos.
So this is something that I've been also seeing with some of the ICE raids, which is some of these agents have been harassing people who are not, illegal, not criminals. And so there could be a hatred for some of these ICE agents. And the same things that I've been hearing about National Guard. I've been seeing some videos where you have people just being harassed for no reason. And so because of that, a person could feel that, their rights are being violated. All right. And whatever the case may be, and of course you're going to have people on every side, it makes absolutely no sense for anybody, I don't give a damn what color you are, to walk up to somebody and assassinate them just because they are in the National Guard. It just makes no sense, especially if that person is defenseless. They are not bothering you. They are there to get a job, take care of their family like anybody else. All right. We're not talking about the National Guard is trying to take somebody's life illegally and this person is fighting back. No, you have a sick person out here who is going out and targeting people of the National Guard simply because he doesn't like what's going on. All right. But here is the worst part.
Now, what I will say is I don't think that this is some random occurrence. It was ordered that the National Guard will be removed from DC by December 11th. And in over the past 2 weeks, 3 Black men have been killed by federal agents and MPD within the span of 4 days.
So in my honest opinion, for a city like DC, and I think that, people on the left who have talked about, okay, yeah, the National Guard may be a little safer now, but hey, listen, we've done everything, to reduce crime. We really did not need the National Guard as much. All right. What has happened is that this person who has went out and killed a National Guard member, but what do you think is going to happen? they're gonna send more National Guards out there. Okay, this is what is going to happen, and in fact, that is what has happened. I believe there are now 2,000 on the way there, and so because of that, things are going to get worse. Now, again, I've never lived under martial law, but one thing I can tell you for sure is if you attack somebody in the federal government, National Guard, ICE, the response from the federal government being that it happened right close to the nation's capital, they're not gonna play, right? So I feel sorry for what may be happening in DC right now. I feel sorry for everybody involved. My heart goes out to the National Guard members who lost their life right before the holiday season. And my heart goes out to the people of DC, especially hardworking people who just like living their life, you know, taking the subway to work. You know, I used to live in DC myself, and a lot of good people out there. It's a shame, right? It's a shame that you have some person who decided to take it on themselves to do something that's so sick that will impact the lives of so many people. Of course, we could argue if Trump needed to send the National Guard there in the first place. I got it. And if I was the president, maybe I wouldn't have sent them, right? And that person would not be even there. But for the fact that somebody thought that you should die because, well, I don't like the National Guard and then I'm gonna get away with it, I'm gonna run, and that's so cowardly. Like, if you're gonna do something like that, why are you running? Like, obviously, you were bad enough to do it. Why can't you just stand on your buffoonery? No, because you want to be a coward. You want to go and take somebody's life and then run and then try to get away with it. Again, being stupid, not understanding the wider context. And then again, I just feel, like I said, I feel bad for everybody involved. And for those people that live, you know, in the Washington D.C. area, or, you know, even in the East Coast corridor, do your best to be careful, you know, especially, like I said, there's a lot of stuff been going on this year. Philadelphia, New York City, you know, I mean, we had some CEOs assassinated there. DC, be very safe this holiday season, okay? Because idiots are out there doing whatever. And God forbid you be caught up in the crossfire for whatever may happen. And you just never know. So guys, you live in this East Coast corridor, be careful, take care of yourself. You know, like I said, try not to move out as much. And probably, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I can just see that the city is probably gonna be under siege. You know, you'll be experiencing that. So, you know, much love, be safe. God bless you guys. Subscribe, hit the bell, guys. We're out.